Hey guys, it's something I've been thinking about. In just a couple months here, I'm going to turn 39 years old. And it's really insane because I've been thinking about how when I turn 39, it will be almost 3 years since I decided to change everything about my life. And change who I was, change who my inner self was. And it made me realize that when I turned 39, I still have this amazing realization that I lived 36 years of my life being miserable. I was unhappy. I blamed everybody else for every problem I ever had. And the one person that was to blame, I wouldn't look in the mirror. I'm not joking. I wouldn't look myself in the mirror. I didn't want to believe that anything was my fault. I didn't want to believe that anything was my own doing or in my own head. And one of the amazing things was when I turned 36, certain events happened, and I just said, no. I said enough is enough. And when I said at that time, I just felt something inside of me. Something really just triggered. And the truth is, I'll be honest with you, for 36 years, a lot of those years of my life, especially in my 30s, I wanted to change. But I was too scared. I was afraid of, well, everybody saw me one way, and nobody's going to believe that I really changed. Nobody's going to believe anything. Again, I was making an excuse as to why I couldn't change and why I stayed the same. See, no matter how much I always said I wanted to change, I never changed. I never did anything. Yeah, it might look good for about a week or two. It might, hey, yeah, I went for a run, or yeah, this is a great post on Facebook. But then I quit, and I just, so when I turned 36, I'd had enough. And what I'd realized is something that a lot of amazing people that's come in my life have told me, is that it's not what others think about us that makes the difference. It's what we think about ourselves. See, I grew up and I always thought that, there's got to be someone in my community to blame. There's got to be somebody out there that is the reason I'm afraid, or it's my parents' fault, or, a past relationship, or whatever the case may be. Regardless of what has ever happened or not happened in our lives, we are the ones that still hold the key to everything. We're the ones that still can get up and say, okay, I made a mistake yesterday. Today's a new day. That's not me. And I'm often reminded, I'm out here at the park that I always run at, and I'm always reminded every single time that I run, this incredible feeling is like today. It's February. It's 64 degrees out. The wind's gentle. The geese are out here squawking and honking, and you can feel the breeze blow through what's left of the leaves from last year, still on the trees. And you realize every day is literally a brand new day, and what everyone else thinks is not important. If you want anyone to think anything of you, let it be good. Let it be from you inspiring. Let it be from, telling your story and letting someone else know they can do it too. I stepped out this year and really started pushing to try to go to high schools and speak and tell my story. And I'll tell you, for the last 2 years of trying to change my life, I still could not get to this point. I had to work towards it. It wasn't easy. There was times, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't fun. It was hard. But persistence is key. And what I've found in this persistence is your life will change. I'm 38 years old. I didn't just decide I was going to change and expect it to come by next Tuesday. I've been at it now almost 3 years. And in those 3 years, I've had ups and downs with family. I've severed old relationships. I've severed old friendships. I've made tons of new friendships. And I've got to tell you on that subject, when you start every day trying to live the life the way you want, you are going to attract those kind of people into your life. And I've met some amazing people from changing my life that, I'd be honest, we wouldn't know each other if I hadn't made that change. And whether it's Coit Cooper, Josh Liskey, Nicole Zane Cox, Jimmy Warmez, Boyd Barlow, Levi Rahil, and I've met some more here just within the last month, Anil and Noel, just amazing people that are just not only going out there and putting out great content, but people that are going out there and literally doing their part to change this world. I wouldn't have met any of these people if I hadn't have decided at 36 that I was wanting to change. And I've realized that everything is not easy, but the decision to make a strive for something is very simple. You just make the decision and you go for it. And if you have children or you don't have children, you're going to impact somebody's lives, and I can see it every day. My oldest son is a freshman in high school, and he loves coming and running with me. And it's ironic because just a year and a half ago, my son was not the most energetic. He didn't care if he ran, and now my hope is that through guidance and being a role model, that my son goes out when I'm not even there and runs and exercises and works out in the school weight room and does these things. So the changing of your life will affect not only you, it's going to affect a lot of people in your life. And I'm going to be honest, you're going to make mistakes. I just got to be honest. This is 2018. We're 2 months into it. I've already made a few mistakes already. But you know what? Mistakes that I made this year so far would have kept me down for months. This year, they kept me down for maybe a day or two, because my new mindset kicks in and says, we ain't doing this. And we just keep carrying on. And, the biggest adversary that you're ever going to have in your life is you. And for the longest time, I truly believed that I could only have the life that I had. That I believed I was cursed. I believed that I didn't have any potential. And I thought everyone else was right. But you want to know the truth? No one else ever really said anything to me to make me believe that. I made it up, believing no one else believed in me. Because then I had an excuse, I had a crutch, I had a reason to just fall back. And it's when we fall back into the life that we've created. And, one day I just decided that I was tired of working for someone else. I was tired of getting up and going and putting in hours that I wasn't enjoyed. And I changed. I still have to have what I call a paycheck job, because you do what you've got to do until you get to do what you want to do. And for me, this job allows me to go and speak. It allows me to go put on author presentations. It allows me to travel to other states and do the things that I want to do, still guaranteeing me that when I come back, I have a job. That's a blessing. And whatever you want to do, I don't care if it's selling snow cones, cutting grass, making chicken, I don't know. But it's an amazing, amazing thing when you get the advantages to hold down the life that you've got right now, and it allows you to step forward into the life you want. And that's where I'm at. And just running today has really, I guess every time I run out here, this is just an amazing place. And I'll show you here in just a minute. There's geese out here. It's pretty awesome. But I'm just wanting to know what kind of goals you have. What do you want out of this life? Because I've had a mother that has battled and beat cancer, and there was a time that I thought maybe I won't have my mom anymore. I lost an aunt last fall, and I've lost a brother. I've lost a child. I've lost my grandparents on holidays. It's surreal. Every time I go out to the cemetery and I see my brother's headstone, I'm reminded my brother was younger than me. I'm blessed to be here, and you're blessed to be here. I have no doubt. We're all blessed. And the truth is, I started asking myself, what do I want? And the things I really wanted were the things I was afraid of the most. I want to be an author. I want to write books. I want to be a speaker. I'm going to go to schools, and I'm going to talk to junior high and high school students. I'm going to branch out, and I'm going to start going and speaking to adults. These are not just things I want to do anymore. These are things I'm going to do. And my friend Jimmy once said it best when he said that start saying what you are. Don't say what you want to be. And Jimmy's this amazing guy, and Jimmy has this amazing podcast that is just packed with positivity. It's called Inspired by Jimmy L. Shameless plug here on this. Check it out. He's on Facebook. He's an amazing guy. And but he always says, don't ever tell people who you want to become. Tell people who you are. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, is go out there and just tell people. Don't say, well, I've written a book. Say you're an author. Don't just say, I'm a college student. Say, I'm going to be a nurse, or I'm going to be a doctor or a teacher. And just have fun with life. Because if anything, the things that I've experienced is that life is too short. And it's too short to be worrying about whatever they think or whatever them says. Because the truth is, them and they are really just you in sheep's clothing. I mean, think about it. If you get up every day and you put on a shirt that says they, and then on the back it says them, that's who they and them really are in our lives. It's our inner excuses of why we're not doing it. And I can tell you now that as my 39th birthday, last one of my 30s comes, the old me, there's a headstone somewhere with his name on it. The only thing is, I don't go visit him. Now, do I still make mistakes? Absolutely. Does it mean I'm father of the year or ex-husband of the year or anything like that? No. Does it mean I'm the world's greatest child? No. But it means that I'm me, and I like me. And it's taken 37, 38 years to like me and to not worry about what anybody else thinks. And it doesn't mean that when people like me say that, it doesn't mean we don't care about anybody else. The fact of the matter is, every day of my life, I'm learning how to care about others. I'm learning how to care about people I don't even know. Because I really do care. I've always cared. I just hid behind my own insecurities. I'm not against now. I see somebody that's struggling. I'm not afraid. Hey, here's $20. I hope that helps. Or somebody I know that doesn't have a meal. I've gone out, go to the gas station and warm up a sandwich and take it to them and say, here, knowing that might be all that they have to eat, or dropping a quarter in the laundromat when somebody's laundry's not done and they're not there to do it themselves. It's things I don't mind doing. I'm not afraid to do anymore because I really want to do that. So I want to encourage you to have kindness and compassion, even if your past character traits don't warrant that, or somebody says something negative, well, yeah, this will only last a week, or, they're just pretending. It doesn't matter what they think. Remember, they and them are just the shirt that you wear on your own back. Go out and do it yourself. And the analogy that I always want to use is, when it comes to things that we're holding on to in life, imagine a broken dock on a lake like the one I'm at right now. Imagine a broken dock that's half crashed in, it's going into the water, and there's no way to get off this dock because it's not attached to the land anymore. Imagine this dock. Then your boat is tied to this dock. That boat represents our lives. Don't hitch your boat to a dock that doesn't go anywhere. You know, it's like the old saying, don't hitch your wagon to a post that's out in the middle of nowhere. I've done this before. I've held on to people that weren't good for me. I stayed in relationships that weren't good for me. I stayed in friendships that just really went neutral and nowhere, that really had done outworn its usefulness. And, you know, people part ways. And I've had to say goodbye to things that are very close to me. It's not always an easy decision, but when we make the decision to not hook our boat to an empty dock, that's when the sky really becomes the limit, and it really becomes an awesome adventure. And as this year comes, I've got dozens of mailers sent out to high schools to come and speak. Many of them locally I'm coming and speaking to for free because I want to get better. Because if you look at anybody that's successful, I guarantee you they're going to tell you one thing. The end is not the destination. The journey is your destination. The end is just the reward. But if you do the destination right, the journey through it yields so many rewards. And I've been blessed to do things in the last 2 years of my life. And I've had little children come up and give me hugs. I've had kids tell me that they love my book. I've had high school seniors come up and say, "There's something I said touched them." You know, that's real. And that's who I am. And that's who really I think I've always been. But I made excuses. And I'm done making excuses. And the one thing that I'm going to do is leave a legacy. And it's my hope that you'll leave one too. So just live every day as if it was your last. Because one day, you're going to be right. It will be. We're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised 5 minutes from now. And all too often, we get this comfort blanket around us that we think, well, I'm only 38. I know that I'll safely live probably another 30 years. But then the thing is, what happens after that 30 years is up? Then we start worrying. Oh my gosh, now it's too late to live. Whatever the age is, if you're still upright, if you're still breathing air, there's a purpose. I just encourage you to go out there and find it. And don't ever let yourself be defeated by your own false reality of who you are. And don't ever let the excuse be because of somebody else. You know, it's kind of ironic as I sit out here right now, and I'll show you I love how this place makes me feel. I love how everything around me is absolutely peaceful. That's the essence of life. As I'm sitting out here in my car, I just got done running. I'm sitting out here listening to the geese honk, and something I was listening to on the video that I listened to, talked about a tree will grow as high as a tree can grow. You know, a dog, a cat, a bush, it will live to its fullest potential. We are the greatest creature on this planet, and we are the only ones who don't fulfill our own potential. I'm challenging you today to change that. Go out there, live, have an amazing life. Take the ups with the downs, and don't ever stop dreaming. Take care, guys. Bye.